Good evening. I'd like to welcome everyone to this evening's Board of Selectmen meeting. I would first ask that everybody please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, and I'm going to ask Selectman Vice Chair Ciccolini to lead.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I would first like to welcome my fellow board members. Good evening.
Good evening, Madam Chairman.
As well as our town manager, Mr. Scott Crabtree,
Scott
our clerk Meredith,
Meredith,
ladies and gentlemen in the audience, and those watching at home.
good evening.
Our first order of business is under correspondence to the call of the 2025 local election warrant and to be signed by the Saugus Board of Selectmen. I do not see Mrs. Schenner in the audience. Mr. Town Manager, is there anything that you would like to add? Mrs. Schenner's not here this evening. Typically, she comes when we have the local election warrant. We're just going to make a motion to sign, to call and sign.
Yeah, Madam
Okay.
Chairman, I'll offer that as a motion.
Thank you, and that is seconded by the chair. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Selectman Sereno's motion, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Next, we have a block party permit request from Kara Sears, 52 Juniper Drive, Saugus, Mass, for October 31st from 4:30 p.m. to 8 o'clock p.m. And I see the applicant is here. And if you could please go to the podium and give your name and address, please.
How's it going? My name is Waleed Jeha, and my address is 52 Juniper Drive, Saugus.
Could you tell us a little bit more about the block party?
So the quote-unquote block party. So basically, I live in the bottom of the hill on Juniper. Throughout the years, kids would always go up and down these hills, and every house would have, candy and light. It would be all lit up. But sadly, throughout the years, more than half the hill now is just nobody wants to do it. But there's still some families up there that do want to do it, and sadly, the kids don't want to go up there anymore. So basically, just, we went around, we asked all the neighbors who would like to just come down the hill, set up base basically at the bottom of the hill where I live, and then obviously with my neighbors too that also want to do it. And yeah, we just want to kind of leave the middle of the street open, have all the sides with all the tables from all the neighbors, and just have the kids basically do a little circle, some music, and just have some fun, just have some Halloween fun.
Thank you. And you have a copy of the standard conditions?
I do, yes.
And the only recommendations I saw was the street needs to stay open for emergency vehicles and no Jersey barriers.
And everything will be open, yes.
Great. Do board members have any questions?
No.
Would somebody please make a motion?
So moved, Madam Chair.
And that is seconded by the chair. Is there further discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor of Selectman Ciccolini's motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
Have fun.
Have a
Have
great
fun.
time.
Thank you,
Sounds
guys.
wonderful.
More than
Nice
welcome.
that you do that.
More than welcome to join.
Nice and safe for the kids.
Oh, we're invited, thank you.
As long as we have Reese's, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah, have
Thank
a
you.
good night.
The next item on the agenda is citizens' comments. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to address the board? Mr. Camuso, good evening.
How you doing? Bobby Camuso, 27 Euston Street. I've been up here a couple times in the last few years, but I don't know if anybody saw last Tuesday. It was a white Toyota RAV4 coming down the bike path, coming from Lincoln Ave. This bike path, great for the town of Saugus. I'm totally supportive of it. I just think everything has its problems. I have a solution here, and I checked, and it's should be totally legal if it's done correctly. It's just a staggered gate system. It's not I shouldn't say a gate, it's a deceleration zone. So when they cross Euston Street, they slow down. They're not stopping, they're just bringing, but there is signage at that street put up by the bike path, which is their rules to stop at every intersection.
Nobody listens.
90% of the people don't do it. So this staggered gate system, I'm going to call it a gate system because that's the best way to describe it, is right side, right side. Plenty of room. It just stops the certain ignorant users, let's say, that don't follow simple rules. Don't press the light, don't stop. Luckily, there hasn't been a serious incident at that intersection. There have been some otherwise. I'm just looking for a system to put up to stop cars from going down, a removable system, so if there is an emergency, if there's a fire down there, the fire department, if they have to bring apparatus down there, same thing like they have it in Anapaka Park with the poles in the ground, you're able to remove, something like that even. I just think if we took the responsibility to take care of the path, and we have issues between e-bikes, ATVs, dirt bikes, motor vehicles, something needs to be addressed. It's not an overnight fix, I understand it. I just would like a ball rolling so something is somewhat preventable. You're not gonna stop every problem on the bike path, I absolutely understand that. But I'm here, I live on Eustis Street. I've had lots of calls, close calls of people just, the kids, older gentlemen that on Vespas wearing their helmets, they're driving the path. They're gas-powered motor vehicles. They shouldn't be doing it. I know there's probably not enough enforcement there, but it can be used somewhere else effectively in the town, not on the bike path, I understand that. I'm just looking to get this addressed and to get something, if possible, installed, looked at. I'll come up with a reasonable solution. So, I mean, I brought a picture, I showed a couple of you an idea what I'm talking about, but it's not an expensive fix. It's pretty cheap, actually. So,
Bob, you want to pass that?
this is just a 2-gate, but they have a 3-gate, which would be the next one, the opposite of. It's just a staggered system, so when they come to a street crossing, they're not, I mean, there's guys on the path that think they're Lance Armstrong, and they're all geared up, and they fly through there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I tell you, me, my wife, my 2 boys, my neighbors, it's a dead-end street, but we see a lot of traffic. You turn around, people don't believe, and they come flying down. Anapaka Park, a lot of people visiting the soccer parents from out of town, they don't know, and they fly down that street. They don't know how that area is because they're out of towners. I think this is a cheap, reasonable solution that's gonna cut down a lot of this problem. And I'd just like you to take a look at it and see if something can be done.
Well, we appreciate you coming tonight. I know that you've been diligent regarding the safety concerns along the rail trail over the years. We have recently put up some new signs, as you know, because you voted on the bylaw that
Yep.
was put before you. So there is ordinance, you know that the police are out there and they are trying to patrol. But as we just saw, there was a car going down there a few days ago, which we're doing what we can to try to make it as safe and secure for all residents. Why don't we'll go back. I've already asked about a system like this before. I was told that that was unlawful. But let's look into it again. And I'll consult with the town manager and the police and see what other communities are doing as well, because I'm in contact with the other neighboring communities and see if they have a system like this as well, because I think we could all agree that we want our rail trail to be safe for everyone.
I understand. That's why I'm up here, because it seems like every time somebody comes with a solution, it's always the people driving. You have to go slower. You have to stop. The people in the bike path have to take some of this blame too. There are rules for this bike path. There's light buttons that have to be pressed across the street that Saugus got the grants to pay for, or however they got the funds to put them in. Use them. They're there for your safety. But I feel better. I mean, I don't want to light up my street because I don't think it's a dead-end street. But fire station, all these big intersections where they absolutely need them, I think this staggered system will slow them down, that either the kid speeding on the street or the elderly person doing 10 miles an hour have a better opportunity of hitting their brakes harder for the ones that, don't want to play by the rules. So
Madam
I
Chairman.
thought this was a good solution.
Selectman Serena?
Yeah, the town meeting member from precinct 2 is correct. I mean, when I drive by the crossings, people are just flying through. They're not even stopping, using the lights. I know when we built the original rail trail, before the state came in and paved it, we had a fence here with a 3-foot wide area for wheelchairs to get through, so no cars could get in there, but I don't know, the state paved it, there's probably requirements. for
So just the
cement.
kind of thing, when the state did the last grant round, one of the things that, and I don't know how familiar, if you go out of Saugus a lot, but if you go up towards Medford, Arlington and all that, some of the older trails, I think have been upgraded, have a type of system where there's this thing there and you have to stop and kind of go around it to go out in the street. Well, we fought with them about why can't we put those in, because it would make it more safety. There's, just like the police, when you look for stop signs and four-way stop signs and all that stuff, there's a standard that has to do with, I don't know it off the top of my head, but there's some safety standard that has to do with biking and intersections with bikes, and they absolutely do not allow it to be put in because it's some sort of a liability for somebody else. But we fought to try to get this come up in a couple of public meetings a few years ago, and we were like, why can't we put these in, because we can anticipate there's going to be a problem. One of the things we are looking into, it's an expensive venture, but we do have some quotes, and we may be looking at doing that, but is on some of the heavier main, like on Central and all these bigger crossings on Main Street, like Adams, is to have like a sensor that's like, say, 50 feet or 100 feet from the actual crossing, so it'll trigger the light without having to push it, because nobody's pushing, the bikers are not pushing even the walkers, they just walk right across, and it would trigger the light to go off. But it's a retrofit to it, and it's fairly expensive to install all those. I mean, even those crossing things, those lights, they're 20 grand each side. So, I mean, it's like 15 grand each side. They're expensive. Like, we did them in Cliftondale and put a few new ones in. But that's one of the options that we have, and we have a little bit of grant money that we can use for that. But we tried to do the same thing, that design. They don't allow it in Massachusetts, or I think probably nationally. Some kind of a, I don't know if you remember, we did the Walk Boston and all the safety stuff, and trying to do the street calming by doing those bump outs and all that. It almost becomes a little more dangerous. It does slow people down. But we can take a look at it. I think maybe that other option, at least to get going, and maybe some more signs, you know what I mean? We could probably put down a Eustis
That's fine.
Street.
Before I came here,
Yeah.
I checked, I did do the Massachusetts laws, and the only thing you cannot obstruct them from stopping or getting off their bike. But they do allow deceleration zones at intersections in Massachusetts. That was one of the questions I asked. It says it is allowable within certain guidelines. It does say that.
For the rail trail?
What's it, for a bike path or a public bike path that it's for. Private, whoever's private can do whatever they want with it. But it does say that if you look it up, Google, it's pretty,
If AI says so, then it's sure for sure. But, in all honesty, I mean, we only go by engineers that research. I mean, we had them, this was a pretty heated issue, because we anticipated there's going to be an issue with the crossing, and we wanted to have, if you go up to Arlington, all the way up there, some of the older ones, I think, are still in there, they've been renovated, but they have like a curb that's like a circular curb as you come up to an intersection, and then you actually have to get off the bike and kind of go outside of it, and they don't, they stop those, and they don't allow them to be designed. But we'll look into it again. But we only went by the state engineers and the state that did the project and did it all these 4 communities. Now you don't see any of that type of thing that he's talking about, and that's what we wanted.
So I hope when, God forbid, one of these people get picked off on a bike, maybe
Yeah.
the state's going to pick up the dime, because...
Well, it will happen. I mean, I know some people don't leave Saugus, but if you try to drive in Cambridge or Somerville, I mean, they have lights for the bikes, they have bike path, they have bike lanes that go both ways.
Right.
So like you go off on Commonwealth Ave, you walk out, you open your car door, you can get wiped out just walking to the sidewalk.
Yeah.
It's a whole different sort of element. The bikes and pedestrians is taken off to another, obviously the state has all these grants, they keep trying to push to have all these bike lanes here, and I don't know if the community's ready for that, but that's, it changes a lot, and it becomes very difficult to drive. With, people walking, they have like special lights with bikes symbols on them, so they have red lights, green lights, and yellow lights for the bikes, and then you have people walking across. But we'll definitely take a look at it, because we're aware of it. One of the things I think that might be a help is having those sensors where they would at least trigger the blinking lights, and at least there's a stop, because most of the people that are, like you talked about, they just go right across, they look and try to see, and they try to shoot across. Interesting enough, down at Annapocket, at Essex Street, I was a little leery about when they designed about the crosswalk across the fire station. That's actually worked out better. It's a lot less dangerous. We had a lot of crosswalks, and we even have one out here, that when you cross on an angle, it creates an issue for the walker and for the driver. And so you should never, the crosswalks should never be that way. They should be straight across, square to the street, perpendicular to the streets. But we got rid of that. I was a little skeptical about that one, and it actually worked out. It's when they do, for a while they were cutting across, and then they do go across and then come across. It's much safer for the drivers. But we'll definitely take a look at it. We're definitely trying to move forward with the lights blinking, and
thank
we'll
you. That's all
we'll
about-
revisit the engineering thing. But I know it's like trying to put, different designs, and if they're not allowed, it becomes a different issue if we install something that
Madam
nobody
Chair.
will do.
Selectman
Through
Chicalini.
you, the other thing that maybe we could look at is, instead of like weighted and having to dig up the path to put something for like a sensor, maybe they can just do some type of like an actual, like a scanner sensor that on the side that faces out to the trail, so when you walk by it, break the plane, it triggers the light. That way they're not digging up the trail.
So we tried to look at that. The problem is that it's like, it's like buying, those are more like stuff you buy at Walmart, and it just doesn't last. You know what I mean? There'd be a lot of the problems where it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
So we're trying to to do it professionally, I think is a better deal. And I think it'll last longer. It's made for that. Whereas the stuff you're talking about, we've looked at that, it's a lot less expensive. It's sort of like it's a fix, and then you think it works, like buying something off, like an infomercial, and you get it home, and you're like, oh, this said it was gonna, do all this stuff, and it just
Yeah,
doesn't
I was
do it.
hoping it was gonna be a little more than that, more better quality than
Yeah.
infomercial.
No, but it's tough because then you get leaves and what triggers it and all that. But we've done a lot of research. We've been looking at it for a
Yeah.
couple of years because it's building up. And I tell people all the time, this pedestrian biking thing and even e-bikes, it's like trying to stop, like when they invented calculators. Like it's not gonna, or a computer, or a cell phone. You're not gonna stop it. It's a matter of trying to manage behavior and how to wrangle that in, because it's a different era. We grew up differently, and now in 5 years you probably won't see any regular bikes, and then you're moving into this whole pedestrian. It's taken over the whole country with the walking and bikes having more rights than the vehicles. But it's dangerous as a driver, because you have so many things going on and distractions going on. Plus people are texting, reading. They're on the phone and they're texting in their car, so that you add a whole nother layer to it. But we're looking at it. We'll try to come up with some solutions, and we'll take this and revisit this and see if we can get anybody to give us a different answer. The problem is if it's not allowed, you can't get someone to design it, because they're not going to assume the liability. So, but we'll figure it out.
I understand. I just asking, to look into it and let's get something.
How are the bushes down there? Because we cut them back again this year. to try
Yeah,
to-
no, you did a great job,
Okay.
actually. It's
All right.
good. The line of sight's much better.
Okay.
That's just a
I
tight
went
street.
back down there this year and said, can we get it cut again? Because that grows in quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we'll see how it goes. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for your
Thank
time.
you.
Dave.
Have a wonderful night. Thank you for coming. Is there anyone else who'd like to address the board? Seeing none, we're going to our first public hearing. Notice is hereby given that the Saugus Board of Selectmen will conduct a public hearing for the special permit of the request of owner Edward Apracopoe, 650 Ocean Ave, number 734, Revere, Mass., to allow a laundromat at 40 Hamilton Street, Saugus, Mass. Name of business, The Better Laundromat. This public hearing will be held at the Saugus Town Hall Auditorium, Saugus, Mass., on September 30th, 2025, at 7:00 p.m. The applicants are sitting there. If you could please come to the podium and give your name and address, please. Thank you. You could go up too if you'd like.
Hello, thank you for seeing me. My name is Edward Apracopoe, 650 Ocean Ave, Unit 734, Revere, Massachusetts, 02151. So I'm applying for the S2 permit to open up a laundromat over here down the street at 40 Hamilton Street in Saugus. The Better Laundromat, well, my mission is to create a laundromat that's better than, well, of course the name is The Better Laundromat, a better one than you typically see. All too often you see laundromats, they're not clean, they look dingy, they're not that great, old, outdated machines, unsafe areas. I've been lucky enough to find an area that is right across from the police station, so have the safety thing down pretty well, I think. It's going to be a very nice-looking one, modern machines, app-driven, et cetera. That's my whole goal, is to provide a better experience for anyone who needs to use a laundromat, but the residents of Saugus, as well as any residents that are driving through Saugus. I do understand that Saugus, a lot of people have washing machines and et cetera in their houses. However, you have big comforters, sports equipment, larger items, et cetera. These are going to be commercial equipment. Everything's going to be new, and I'm very excited to bring this, and hopefully you all agree with this as well. Let me know any questions that you have. I can answer everything.
Well, thank you. I liked your plan design that you wrote up.
I have a lot of plans that are updated from when I submitted that, if you would all like to see them.
So I took a look at your design, and we talked a little bit earlier about this, and you were looking for 16 machines. It looks like 8 washers, 8 dryers. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's updated to, the dryers are double stacking. It's updated to like 15 machines, I think. But yes, that many machines.
So I did talk with the building inspector, who said he's waiting for the architectural plan. And he's told me that you've been working really closely with him, and he really appreciates it. And he asked us if we did decide to vote this tonight, is the approval is contingent upon the building codes, and he'll make the final determination on how many washers and dryers can actually fit safely in there. Because per the plan that was submitted in your application, your occupancy is 8.
Sure.
8 people.
Yes. So these machines, data from the manufacturers of the machines show that most people leave the laundromat while the washing is being done. They go to their cars, they stay on their phones, but in this case, in the plaza, there's a 7-Eleven, there's a Dunkin', a restaurant, the new opened Mooin and Bruin business. So it's going to provide business to everyone in that plaza, also the pizza shop that I forgot to mention, and the nail salon. But they have all these amenities to go to while their stuff is being washed. There will be a drop-off area as well. So this is one of the reasons why there are an extra amount of machines, because several of them will be used just for drop-off related items. And as far as the architectural plans go, I think he was mistaking that with the structural engineering plans. I had to get a whole structural engineering report. There were one set of plans that they were all stamped, but one of the plans were loose in there and not stapled together, and he marked that up as needing to be stamped. However, it was just a blown up version of the structural engineering report. However, he did mention to me that he will not take a look at them or something like this unless it's a contractor submitting with an application. So I did actually send him this whole packet, and he just marked up one page, which was what I just explained to you, but then he gave it back to me. So I didn't really understand.
If you don't mind me asking, when did you do that?
At the beginning of this week.
Okay, yeah, because
Actually,
I
or-
talked with him
actually-
yesterday, and I talked with him today, and he said he was still waiting on that one piece of information
Or-
from you.
Or it might have been Friday or something. It was recent, but he did. I do have those marked up plans. So
Okay, and what are your hours of operation, please?
it would be from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m.
7 days a week?
Yes.
Do board members have questions?
So, Madam Chair,
Selectman Chicalini.
just looking at the plan that was listed here, it appeared, I like that you're doing the different size washers based on your plan. Some people need to do comforters, some people want to do
Yes.
clothes, et cetera. So this has down that you'll have 12 washer machines and 8 dryers.
Did you want to see the updated plan?
Do you have the updated numbers? I don't necessarily
Yes. So
have to see the plan itself, but this is just tentative anyway, subject to, as Madam Chair said, but
So it's 9 washers.
9 washers.
They're only single units.
Yeah.
And then the dryers are double stacked, so one on top of each other.
Yeah.
And that is 12 dryers.
So 6 double stacked?
Yes.
So six bays, but double stacked.
Yes, exactly. And the structural engineering report allows for the weight of these and everything in that building and et cetera.
And on the double stack dryers, can two different people use, one use the top, one use the bottom?
Yes,
That can.
that's correct.
So from an occupancy perspective, as Madam Chair said, it would be 8, but that's 8 persons. And like you said, 8 persons staying in there at one time is highly, highly unlikely.
Yeah, and
You know.
included in the app-driven machines, it lets you know when it's finished. And most people don't even stay there. I mean, there
Yeah.
will be a few. There will be
Yeah, I mean,
a couple seats, but yeah.
especially for the people after, when they're done, they want to fold their stuff and put it
course.
in a bag or whatever they do, so.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's great because we really don't have a laundry. One of my fellow selectmen had one in town for a while, and the drop-off service was actually a great, I hope you do end up doing that, because that's a,
That was a winner.
that's a nice, if you can keep up with it, it's a fantastic concept.
Definitely.
Especially with a lot of the community having 2 working spouses. I do think that there's a high demand for that. You know, because as you said in your memo, time is valuable, and, you know, the less time you spend doing laundry, the more time you can quality time doing other things. So I do agree with that. So yeah, okay. That's all I have, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you, Selectman Chicalini. Are there any other questions from the
So,
board
Madam
members?
Chairman,
Selectman Sereno?
I support the application. I'm sure there is a public need for a laundromat in Saugus, and I think it'll be good for the town. And my only concern was about the hours of operation, but it's 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., so that's good. It's not a 24-hour
Oh, no.
operation, so
Yeah.
thank you. I'll support the application.
Thank you. Any other comments?
I would just like,
Selectman Riley?
excuse me, through you, Madam Chair. So when you say drop-off services, what is it exactly that you're going to be offering to the consumer?
So regular laundry service, so all your clothes, anything, et cetera, large items like comforters, et cetera. I mean, you can't put that in your regular washer. You can try, but it takes forever to do it and it doesn't do it well. Sports equipment, anything larger, I mean, not huge rugs, but area rugs and et cetera, pets soil them and all this kind of stuff. So anything that your regular washer, machine, and dryer is not capable of doing, there will be, I think, 4 extra large washers and 5, if I'm not mistaken, yes, medium-sized washers, all of which are larger than the ones you have, to handle everything that you wouldn't be able to, or if you just don't have time to do it, because laundry piles up. Every time you do it, there's always a stack waiting for you to do it. So if you're working 7 days a week like me, you almost never have time. So this would be very easy. It's right in the heart of Saugus. You just drop it off. Maybe the next day, I'm still working that out. You just drop it off, and the next day you can pick it up, and it's all done for you. So
Thank you.
Thank you. And besides the building inspector, the only recommendation that I see here is from the fire department, and they want all life safety devices completely operational, including fire alarm and sprinkler system. The sprinkler system for the entire building should be operational before any permits are granted.
Yes.
So that was the only recommendation that I see in our package.
I have plans from MEP engineers, and that includes fire protection. It includes a whole fire protection report and et cetera, any modifications I need to do, so that's covered as well. I spent a lot of time on the plans with structural, architectural, MEP engineers for plumbing, mechanical, electrical, fire protection, anything you can think of.
And the building inspector said he enjoyed working with you, and you really stepped up and did everything you needed to do and got all the information to him, so it's appreciated.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
So if there's no more comments from board members, I'm going to open it up to the public. This is a public hearing. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak either in favor or opposed to this application? Seeing none, would a board member please make a motion to close the public hearing?
Madam
Chair?
Chairman, I'll make that.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, Joe.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
And that's seconded by the chair. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Selectman Chicalini's motion, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Selectman Chicalini.
Madam Chair, I'll make a motion that we grant the request for the special permit S2, request of the owner, Edward Apricopie, Poi?
Oh, it's fine, you can just say Edward, but yeah, no one gets it.
Edward A.
Yes.
650 Ocean Ave, 734 Unit 734 in Revere, to allow for the laundromat at 40 Hamilton Street in Saugus, named the Better Laundromat, hours of operation 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., Monday through Sunday. The number of machines that we will approve will align with that of the final sign-off of our building inspector. Currently, from what's on the plan, would be 9 washers and 6 double-stacked dryers for a total of 12 dryers. But that's subject to approval by inspectional services, and then also contingent upon all life safety measures and services, including the sprinkler system being active and operational.
And that's seconded by the chair. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Selectman Chicalini's motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 to 0.
It's a special.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's an S2. Roll call, please, Meredith.
Yes.
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 Yes. Motion carries 5 to 0. Thank you very
Great.
much.
Good
And when
luck.
do you hope to open?
Hey, good luck.
As soon as I can start construction, November, December, so if it goes well.
Great.
Good luck to you.
Welcome to town.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Great.
Thank you. It's now time for our second public hearing. Notice is hereby given that the Saugus Board of Selectmen will conduct a public hearing on the application of Aggregate Industries, Inc., 1831 Broadway, Saugus, Mass., to extend a special permit S2 to allow the removal of earth and rock and for the operation of a quarry at 1731 Rear Broadway, Assessors Map Block Lot Number C6/1/16, Old Plan Number 2030, Old Lot Number 61 in Whittier Avenue, Map/Block/Lot Number C6/1/21, Old Plan Number 2031, Old Lot Number A-122, for a period of 6 months. This hearing will be held in the Saugus Town Hall Auditorium, 2nd floor, 298 Central Street, Saugus, Mass., on September 30th, 2025, at 7:05 p.m. Good evening.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. For the record, Attorney Richard Magnan with an office at 194 Central Street here in Saugus, representing Aggregate. The board is quite familiar with this semi-annual request for an extension of the special permit for Aggregate to operate a quarry, although we all know that it's not a fully operating quarry at this time, and it's been subject to a closure committee, and the requests for this extension may be nearing the end, but at this point, they are requesting for one more 6-month extension. It would be subject to the same 31 conditions that the special permit has been conditioned upon since I think 1998. I spoke to the regional environmental and land manager, Jared Temple, yesterday via email, and he indicated they had one minor blast just to preserve their rights under the special permit in the last 6-month period, and at most they would only have one minor blast within the upcoming 6-month period.
Thank you. Will there be any blasting, or has there been any blasting in the last 6 months?
No.
And have there been any issues regarding traffic?
Not that I have heard.
I had one person call me, but I'm not really sure
Yeah.
if they were coming. They said they were going to Aggregate. We had some issues with trucking before.
Before, and I think both Aggregate and the town were working in cooperation with the police department to try and make sure they identified the trucks and that were subjects of some of the truck traffic, and try to address that and make sure it was not Aggregate, which, if they were put on notice of that, would terminate the trucking company that would be involved working for them.
Thank you. Do board members have any questions?
Madam Chairman,
Selectman Sereno.
just a comment. They've been pretty busy over there, Rich. And can you let Jared know that the trucks are kind of rolling pretty heavy through Saugus? I started from Angelo's gas station, and I was heading to Essex Street, Route 1. I had 6 trucks come through town. They were empty, so they were at Aggregate, heading back towards Lynn. 3 of them were Guttress, and I forget the other 3 names, R.A., J.A. But can you just let them know to put the word out?
I certainly will. I'll
appreciate it.
speak to him tomorrow morning.
Yeah, they've been pretty busy over there
Yeah.
at the land, but we haven't had a meeting since 6 months ago, and,
On the post-closure?
yeah, on the post-closure committee, and, which I've been on for like 15 years. And, we haven't had a meeting in about 6 months, so at that time, it was 45% filled, the quarry, but I'm sure it's, up there quite a bit now, because they've been pretty active. But thank you, I appreciate it.
Thank you, Selectman Sereno. Further discussion among board members? Seeing none, this is a public hearing. Is there anyone in the audience who'd like to speak either in favor or opposed to this application? Seeing none, would a board member please make a motion to close the public hearing?
Madam Chairman, so moved.
Selectman Cogliano, and that's seconded by the chair. All those in favor of Selectman Cogliano's motion, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed, motion carries 5-0. Selectman Cogliano.
Madam Chairman, I'll make a motion to extend the S2 permit for a period of 6 months with all conditions that are currently in place to stay in place.
And that is seconded by the chair. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, roll call vote, please, Meredith?
Yes.
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 Yes, motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Good night,
coming
Greg.
this evening. Our third hearing of the evening. Notice is hereby given that the Saugus Board of Selectmen will conduct a public hearing on the request of Ning Lovekesh, 2 Agawam Street, Revere, Mass., for a common victualer's license to operate Cliftondale Pizza and Roast Beef, 508 Lincoln Avenue, Saugus, Mass. 01906. Ning Lovekesh, owner and manager. This public hearing will be held in the Saugus Town Hall Auditorium, 2nd floor, 298 Central Street, on September 30th, 2025, at 7:10 p.m. Good evening.
Good evening, everybody. How are you?
Could I have
My
your
name
name and
is,
address, please?
NNG Lovekesh. I live in Revere, 2 Agawam Street.
And would you like to tell us a little bit about your business?
We are opening Cliftondale Pizza and Roast Beef at 508 Lincoln Avenue, Saugus. We are expanding the menu to previous restaurant, says Sons of Sizzly. We are adding 300 more items and expanding the place inside, creating more room for more machines and everything. And we kept the seats 20. We are focusing more on delivery and takeout.
So 20 seats, and are your hours of operation 10 a.m. to 10
It's
p.m.?
going to be 10 to 10.
Okay, a little bit different than the one prior. The Board of Health had some, did you comply with everything the Board of Health was looking for? I do see a menu in here. They were looking for a full menu.
Yeah, I
They
got
were
the
looking
menu.
for a grease trap condition statement. Did you supply that to them yet?
Yeah, we got 2 grease traps, one near to the 3-bay sink and one in the back of the parking. That's 15,000 gallons, I guess. So I already submitted a report from grease trap company that they did the inspection and they write down the grease trap is in good condition and the baffle systems are working fine. I submitted that like 3 weeks prior already.
Do board members have any questions this evening?
Do you have a copy of the menu?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Is that the same menu that we have a copy of in our package?
Yes.
Madam Chair,
Selectman Chicalini.
so
is here.
the previous occupant had 30 seats, but you're taking up some of the space with additional machines, so you're going to go down to 20?
Yes, sir.
20 seats, and then you're going to 10 to 10.
10 to 10, 7
Monday.
days.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other comments by board members? Seeing none, I'm going to open it up to the public. This is a public hearing. Is there anyone in the audience who'd like to speak either in favor or opposed to this application? Seeing none, would somebody please make a motion to close the public hearing?
Madam Chair,
Selectman Chicalini.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
And that is seconded by the chair. Further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Selectman Chicalini's motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Selectman Chicalini.
Madam Chair, I'll make a motion that we grant the request of Ing Lovekesh from 2 Agawam Street, Revere, for common victuals license to operate Cliftondale Pizza and Roast Beef at 508 Lincoln Avenue, Saugus. The maximum seating will be 20 patrons. Hours of operation Monday through Sunday, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. This will be pending a life safety walkthrough and permits and inspections for the new pizza oven, as well as making sure that all the final approvals on the grease trap, et cetera.
And that is seconded by the chair. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Selectman Ciccolini's motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries 5-0. Thank you very much for coming.
luck.
Good luck.
When
When
do
do
you
you
hope
think
to
you're
be
gonna
open?
We are thinking to open first week of October. There's some construction left. As soon as we are done, we're gonna put a opening date soon.
Great.
We wish you much luck.
I appreciate it. Thank
Good
you.
luck.
Good luck.
Good luck. So at this point, we have 2 show cause hearings. And we have special counsel here this evening that's going to guide us through the process. I'm going to read the first one into the record, and then I'm going to turn it over to you if that's okay.
That's fine.
Notice is hereby given that the Saugus Board of Selectmen will conduct a show cause hearing being held under Mass General Law, Chapter 138, Section 12, and the Town of Saugus liquor rules and regulations for the purpose to determine whether the all-alcoholic beverage license of 99 West LLC, 99 Restaurants LLC, doing business as the 99 Restaurant Pubs, Wendy Harkness LLC, manager, 160 Olympia Avenue, Woburn, Mass., should be canceled due to non-use and failure to maintain licensed premises on which to utilize the license pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 138, Section 12 and 77. The license is directed to appear and show cause why said license should not be canceled for failure to exercise the license for an unreasonable period of time. Failure to appear may result in the board taking such action as it deems necessary and appropriate. This hearing will be held in the Town Hall Auditorium, 298 Central Street, on September 30th, 2025, at 7:30 p.m. Before I pass it over to you, I do want to mention that this afternoon, we received a letter, an email from a Philip Purcell, and it states, the 99 Restaurant and Pub has not been able to locate a buyer for its liquor license and has no objection to the license being canceled. Please let me know if you need further information. So they're not here tonight, and they're agreeing to give back the license to the town.
So with respect to this license and the one that's coming after this one, in Massachusetts, liquor licenses are given out to be used and to be used at a specific location. So that if a licensed facility wants to change locations or move somewhere else within the town, they can do so, but they have to make application to this board in order to be approved for that. Many, many years ago, there used to be a concept of what was called a pocket license, in which a licensee would keep a license even if they stopped operating, in the hopes that maybe they could at some point find a buyer or perhaps move to a different location. That concept is no more, and under mass law at this point, a liquor license is either to be used or is subject to cancellation. What has happened here is that this particular licensee has not operated for quite some time, and another, I would call it a quirk of Massachusetts law, is that even if there's no renewal application submitted to the town, the license will continue in perpetuity if no notification is given to the ABCC that the license has been canceled. So this hearing is a necessary first step to canceling this license on the record, so that the ABCC will not will not keep on the record that this license is in existence. It will go back to the town, and this board can approve the issuance of the license to a new establishment that is actually going to operate and use it. So that's the ABCC automatic renewal is the reason that this type of hearing needs to be held so that the cancellation process can proceed, and officially the license is no longer active and operating. In light of the email, I would recommend to the board, in particular with respect to the 99 license, that the board vote to cancel the license for non-use and notify the ABCC that notice has been given, the licensee indicated no opposition, and that the board proceeded to vote to cancel the license.
Thank you. May I ask one question? Every year, our clerk needs to file with the ABCC all of the active licenses. So if you have someone, a restaurant like the 99, who did not pay their application fee, did not send in their renewal, and this has gone on now for a couple, because that
Right.
location is going to be used for a different purpose.
This kind of hearing with notice.
I'm sorry?
You have to have this type of hearing with proper notice.
I understand that, but my question is, the when Meredith fills out the form, she would have filled out, if she didn't receive the documentation, that the 99 was not renewing. So it makes it confusing when we look at the quota worksheet from the ABCC. It looks like we have licenses available where indeed we do not. And I think that's where the confusion lies with all licensing boards like ourselves.
Yes, I would agree with that, and I think having this board undergo this procedure to officially cancel the license is going to, I would hope, let the ABCC record-keeping keep up with the actual situation as it exists in the town, which is that a place of business is no longer operating, and they've been given the opportunity to sell or transfer the license, and that they were unable or unwilling to do so without a location, right? And then the board has proceeded to cancel the license. And then at that point, the ABCC should take those licenses off the active license list.
Would a board member like to make a motion to cancel this license?
I'll offer that motion, Madam Chairman.
Okay, so we're going to cancel it for non-use. We'll notify the ABCC as recommended by our special counsel. It's seconded by the chair. Is there further discussion? Do you want, let's do a roll call vote on this. Can you do a roll call vote for me, Meredith, please?
I would just Madam Chair, I would just incorporate what Ira's reasoning for the board within your motion. Just
I'm
adopt that.
sorry.
I would recommend just adopting what Attorney Zalesnik's reasoning into your motion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you want us to read something? Or?
No,
Okay.
no, I think as long
Okay.
as you adopt it.
Okay, so a roll call vote, Meredith, please.
Yes.
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 Yes, so motion carries 5-0. So that is for that restaurant. The second restaurant, I'm going to read this in the record because this was also publicized. Notice is hereby given that the Saugus Board of Selectmen will conduct a show cause hearing being held under Mass General Law, Chapter 138, Section 12, and the Town of Saugus Liquor Rules and Regulations for the purpose to determine whether the all-alcoholic license of MGA Foods, Inc., doing business as La Via Mia, Mr. Gattino Desimone, a.k.a. Daniel D.C. Moan Manager, 10 Summit Road, Saugus, Mass., should be canceled due to non-use and failure to maintain licensed premises on which to utilize the license pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 138, Sections 12 and 77. The licensee is directed to appear and show cause why said license should not be canceled for failure to exercise the license for an unreasonable period of time. Failure to appear may result in the board taking such action as it deems necessary and appropriate. The hearing will be held at the Saugus Town Hall Auditorium, 298 Central Street, on September 30th, 2025, at 7:30 p.m. Is there anyone here from Livia Mia? Seeing none,
Thank you, Madam Chairman. The situation is the same, I think, with La Vida Mia as with the prior hearing, the 99. The prior establishment is closed, they are not operating, and they haven't operated, I think, for more than 25 years. It's been a long, long time. Notice has been given to the licensee, both of this hearing and of the fact that this board would consider cancellation of the license for non-use if the licensee didn't take steps to either apply for a transfer or a sale of the license to this board. And of course, it would have to be approved by this board before there could be any transfer or sale. And again, a licensee, even one that has been given a liquor license, it has to be exercised. And the exercise has to be on the approved licensed premises. This is obviously impossible with both of these restaurants, and because of that, I would, well, I would say first that notice, proper notice has been given to the licensee, both of the intention of this board to conduct hearing, a show cause hearing as to whether the license should be canceled, and the actual notice of this hearing for this date. So the licensee has had many years in order to either sell or transfer the license. Clearly, the licensee was not able to do so, and at this point, the license should be canceled by this board and the license returned to the town.
thank you.
Madam Chairman, just one question.
Sure.
To the attorney, how many years did you say the license has been inactive?
The manager has corrected me, 10-plus years, he indicates.
They were open in 2021, right after COVID, La Vida
Really?
Mia was open. So I just want to make sure we're talking about the right license, that's all.
25 is probably when they opened, maybe they applied. 20 years, how long was he open?
Oh, it was open in the old plaza.
Yeah, they were opened
They
at
were
Village
opened
Plaza
at
before
Village
they
Plaza.
moved here, so.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do know that with this license, as with the 99, there were many years that passed without a proper renewal application
Correct.
or fee, and in fact, both of these licensees would owe arrearages if they suddenly came forward and wanted to revive what is, I think, a dead license. So that's something to keep in the back of your mind, that they never filed the proper renewal forms with the renewal fee for many years.
Okay, so we need another motion to cancel the license for non-use, notify the ABCC, and use the verbiage that Attorney Zalesnik has given us within the motion.
I'll offer that motion too, Madam Chairman.
Okay.
The public hearing, we have anybody in the audience, should we do that too?
Let me ask you, show cause hearings, I typically don't have public comment.
No.
Yeah, okay, I got. All right, so we have a motion It was seconded. We had discussion.
Um,
And then go ahead.
Oh, Anthony made the motion.
He made the motion.
Okay.
It was seconded. You had, anybody else would like to say anything? Seeing no, Meredith, another roll call, please.
Yes.
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 Yes, so motion carries 5-0. We should send follow-up. Oh, Mr. Town Manager, go ahead. Oh, I was going to say, we should send not only to the ABCC, but also follow-up letters and certified, regular mail and certified mail to the people that we sent the notices to, so that
Madam-
it's on record.
Madam Chairman?
Yes,
While we have special counsel here,
Yes.
if there are back taxes owed on these licenses, does that carry on to the new person, or how do they clear that up? Would you know that?
I don't think that back license fees would carry over to a new licensee.
Okay.
If a new licensee makes application to this board and the board approves the new licensee, they take it free and clear.
Okay.
I believe I think it probably is a different rule with respect to back taxes, whether they be state or local, but with respect to renewal fees, I think the new licensee would take free and clear of that.
Thank you very much.
When they come in for a new license, Wendy Hatch usually sends us a form of back taxes that they owe, so they would have to pay them before they even came before us, I would imagine.
Right.
Correct, yeah.
I want to thank Attorney Zalesnik for coming this evening, and I also want to thank our town manager for helping the board through this process. And now we have 2 licenses, all alcoholic licenses, that are available.
Well, let's wait till we get the paperwork into the ABCC and they clear that.
That is true, but
Because you'll have
it's,
people here tomorrow morning.
no, but it is good news that we went through the process, we did everything correctly. I know it takes a long time, but you want to make sure that we are following the rules and regs set out before us. So I want to sincerely thank you both.
Thank you, Ira. It was a pleasure to see you again.
Did you want us to take a 2-minute recess? I assume you would like to leave
Yeah,
now, and then we'll...
sounds good.
Okay,
I'll
did
make
you want to
that
make that a
motion,
motion? That's seconded by the chair. All those in favor of Selectman Sereno's motion to take a 2-minute recess, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0, 2-minute recess. Good evening. We are now back in session. The next item on the agenda is the town manager's report. Mr. Town Manager, please.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So I just have a couple of things, some announcements. As the board knows, but hopefully everybody's aware that we are fortunate enough to have our new tower fire apparatus, a new ladder truck. It's called these are tower trucks because they're built differently, where somebody controls it from the bottom of the ladder. But very excited. This, obviously, when we funded this and the board supported this town meeting, took a long time for the production of it. They build these from scratch, and I think it's been, I don't know, almost 3 years, I think, probably 2.5, maybe 3 years, until getting delivery. But fire department, the chief, this will significantly improve the Saugus Fire Department's ability to safely respond to emergencies and provide major benefit to the residents and themselves for years to come. It's called Tower One, and it is a specialized vehicle that comes equipped with a bucket at the end of its boom that can be raised to 100 feet and allows firefighters to safely handle rescue operations at great heights. So this, I think, was the right choice of what the specs were that put together, and I know some of the firefighters with the chief and his staff worked on these specs to put this together. I know they've been out, I don't know if people have seen them around, but they're out training on it and learning how to, use the apparatus because it's obviously new. And it can be lowered or extended out horizontally to assist firefighters with water rescue and other emergency responses. The vehicle also boasts a T3 rear steering that offers increased maneuverability and a better turning radius in tight spaces, a backup camera, and numerous enhanced public safety features. And I think, with having some of the height changes on Route 1 and whatnot, this is a perfect apparatus, I think, to help with public safety. And I, again, talked about this is that, I just want to really give praise to the Chief Newberry and the fire department for his leadership. He's really helped professionalize the fire department and working together to increase the amount of firefighters that are on each apparatus. When I started, we had, I think, three men per apparatus. We went to the National Fire apparatus staffing standards and made those national standards so that we have 4 firefighters on each apparatus, which obviously provides much more safety. We've also added, with the chief's really initiative, we've added a captain in a car that is not part of the apparatus, so he's able to take over a scene and command the scene as not somebody that's working the fire, but being able to be the command dealing with everything and making decisions. It's really, I think, put us at another level as far as being able to fight fires and deal with public safety issues. So I can't say enough about them. I want to thank the board. I know this is near and dear to the board's heart, as well as Finance Committee and Town Meeting that help support this. Is pretty expensive endeavors. We were lucky to get in this before they had with the supply chain issues and now tariffs. The money's really through the roof. I mean, I think these are almost 50% more than what we paid. So we're lucky. I think we got it in the right time, in the right place. And then we also had an order for a pumper truck that we're waiting, that's being built as well. So once we saw the prices that were going to go up back 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, we went ahead and ordered a pumper truck as well that we're waiting on delivery for that. So that'll be exciting. So it's always good to keep the equipment up and deal with the safety stuff. So that's I think, great news, and I'm sure the board might want to comment on this, but I'm pretty happy about this. It's a great thing for the town and the community. Switching gears, there'll be a press release that goes out tomorrow, if it hasn't gone out already, and we'll put it online, would be the fall street sweeping will begin on Monday, October 6th, 2025. The DPW and the town is pleased to announce that the annual fall sweeping program, like I said, starts on Monday. Sweepers will start in the area of North Saugus, precincts 5 and 7, and work their way across, working from 7 a.m. to 3:30 p.m., weather permitting. And we do have, if you go onto the website, we have updated lists of roadways to be swept and estimated dates. Obviously, they're estimates because they're, depending on the weather and depending on different issues, they may vary a little bit, but we do have a schedule up. I know in the past years, we've tried to make it a little more detailed for people to see that. That seemed to be something that they were interested in. But again, it's not written in stone, but there is a list of what weeks and dates that they'd be in different precincts. And then we're also asked, the residents are asked to kindly keep vehicles off the streets when the street sweepers are going to be in their area, if they can. I know that's more difficult now, and also to visit the Department of Public Works by sweeping their driveways. That's how they can assist us. If they sweep up their driveways and sidewalks into the gutter area prior to the program start, residents can get some of their stuff off their driveway where the street sweepers will pick that up. And the street sweepers, if they're unable, so we are unable to collect stones, branches, leaves, or other foreign objects. So any residents that have those, please don't put those out. They won't be picked up. We do have, as everyone knows, the Charm Center and whether we take waste and yard compost up at the DPW for a mere $25 sticker that allows you to use it all year. If you have any questions, you can contact the Department of Public Works directly, 781-231-4143. And again, we thank everyone for their patience and consideration. And again, this will be probably up tomorrow if it's not up now, and it'll have a little more details in there, and people can keep an eye on it to plan in their neighborhoods. And if they got questions, they can call the DPW. Also, some great news. I know we met last meeting regarding the Veteran Service Officer. As you guys, as the board is aware, we're really excited to announce the hiring of Sue Ann Chung as the town of Saugus's first full-time and first female Veteran Service Officer. This new position, again, reflects the town's and the board's ongoing commitment to providing comprehensive support and services to Saugus veterans, active duty service members, reservists, and military families. Sue Ann is a U.S. Marine veteran who served our country and rose to the rank of sergeant. She brings more than 2 decades of military, human services, and veterans advocacy experience. She currently worked as an outreach coordinator for the Executive Office of Veterans Services, statewide advocacy for Veterans Empowerment team, where she provided peer support to veterans and ensured that the veterans receive essential resources and benefits. She also, in 2017, she founded the Boston Veterans Group and continued to serve as the Veterans Events. She continues to serve as the Veterans Events Coordinator for this Veterans Group, with responsibilities that include locating resources for veterans and distributing helpful information to veterans throughout outreach and social media. She's really engrossed and really dedicated a life to helping people, and has a passion, I think, for fellow military families and veterans, as well as community service orientated events. Her other work experience beyond her military service, she's dedicated much of her professional career to community services and human support programs, focusing on individuals living with brain injuries, traumatic conditions, complex behavioral challenges, PTSD, and also in her leadership and supervisory roles, she's managed residential and rehabilitation programs, supported families, oversaw compliance with state standards, and guided teams delivering care to vulnerable populations. This lifelong dedication to service and advocacy naturally extends to her new role supporting Saugus veterans and their families. She holds a bachelor's degree in psychology from Suffolk University. She has professional certificates that include crisis prevention intervention, certified instructor, qualified brain injury support supervisor, proactive approaches to behavioral changes, positive behavioral supports, trauma-informed care, QPR suicide prevention, medication administration program, CPR first aid, and others. So she'll be going to be taking over that role, and I just want to congratulate her and welcome her on board. Really, I think excited about having her. I think she's going to make a great advocate and continue the things that we think are important, prioritizing our veterans, reservists, and families, for sure, active and retired. And I think, again, to reiterate, for people to understand, this has been something I think we've looked at for the last 10, 15 years of prioritizing, and this goes along with what the board and myself, the Finance Committee, Town Meeting, have been supporting with a lot of major projects that we've done with, like, painting the American Legion. We put up new stairs there. We have a project that's going to probably hit in the spring there as well. We started the mobile food market that we hold on every. This is held on every third Wednesday of each month at the Saugus Senior Center. We started that, I think, 14 years ago, and as everybody supported through the process when we had the override and the debt exclusion for the new school, everybody got behind that. And as you know, we were very, I think, aware of our veterans and our seniors, and we supported and implemented doubling of the real estate property tax exemption for disabled veterans and eligible seniors. Reporting. We also did some work at Evans, the Veterans Park with the bricks, I think last year, the year before. And the big thing that we did, I think, when we first took over was bringing the Veterans Service Office to the first floor here in Town Hall to make people understand that that's the priority, and that they can visit that as soon as they walk in the door. It's on your left. Whereas prior, we didn't even have a Veterans Service Office prior to this. So again, I think any residents seeking assistance or information about the veterans' benefits and programs are encouraged to contact the Saugus Veterans Service Office at 781-231-4010. And then we also have the website. And again, and also the Saugus Veterans Service is also staffed by a clerk who can be reached there as well anytime. So if you get a chance, you come in and say hello and introduce, but we'll be taking her around to introduce her to everybody, to get everybody to know her. And I would say if you are so inclined, I know you had taken a vote to have Paul, and I want to thank him for stepping up to cover the time there while we were in the process of hiring. If you could take a vote to appoint her as the VSO, that would be great.
Did everybody hear what the town manager said? He would like us to take a vote on the new VSO, appointing her. And we could also send a letter to Paul and thank him for his services and volunteering and stepping up to help us in that interim position.
Should we
It's
put it
Sue
on
Ann
the
Chung.
next agenda?
I'd vote it, just so we can streamline it. It was really important last meeting, so I would assume it's still important.
Well, we appointed Paul and it wasn't on the agenda.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll make the motion then.
Thank you.
And that's seconded by the chair. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Selectman Chicalini's motion, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you very much. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer on any of these issues or others.
Do board members have any questions for the town manager? Selectman Riley?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to let you know, thank you for filling that position. I've heard from several veterans and family members of veterans, and they are very impressed with her resume and her experience, and I'd love to see her here and look forward to meeting her. So she's impressive, and I hope that she does well with everybody that goes into her office.
Of course, yeah,
Yeah.
and I think she's very promising. She's very, I think she brings a lot of experience from working at the Veterans Service Office in Boston for the state. So I think she's in and around benefits and resources for our veterans, and she spends her weekends, that's what she's doing all the time. And I think that's sort of what you need, and like I told her, we just want someone to be able to continue giving benefits. And I think that was sort of like, I think, not to go backwards, but I think this, something was implied that veterans weren't receiving benefits. That's just absolutely not true and was a false statement. We're here to continue it. There's a process that goes on, background checks and queries and all that good stuff to go through a process. But we're, I think, happy to have her on board, and we'll continue the good work and prioritizing and making sure we're there for our military and their families.
Thank you.
Thank you, Selectman Riley. Yes, she has a very impressive resume. I look forward to meeting her. Any additional questions for the town manager?
Madam Chairman,
Selectman Colagiano?
not pertaining to that. I got a call from a resident on Central Street, right across from Tangle's Hair Salon. They have overgrowth from the brook about 3 feet into their driveway, and it's infested with,
On where Daisy Ave is?
what's that?
Is that Daisy Ave area?
Yes.
Where Steve Indigaro, that's his old street?
It's not his street. They're right on Central. It's the last house.
On the side of Tangles or the other side?
It's across the street from Tangle's.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Yeah, it's just.
Overgrown?
Overgrowth is pretty bad, and it's infested with bees and hornets. Someone could take a look at that. Thank you, Mr. Manager.
Sure, we'll take care of it.
All right. Moving forward, we have the minutes of June 15, 2025. Would somebody please make a motion to approve those?
So moved, Madam Chair.
And that's second by the chair. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Selectman Sereno's motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you very much. Is there anybody who would like to address the board for our second citizens' comments for the evening?
Good evening. Barbara Dusnap, 15 Riverside Court. As a newly appointed member of the East Saugus Improvement Association, Inc., I'd like to read a letter being sent to the town of Saugus.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Can't either.
Is this,
I'm sorry. Unfortunately, you have to, like, be on top of it.
hi, is it Ward now? 'Cause
It's
I
a
think
little
it's
bit
not
better.
on.
Tilt it a little bit, yeah, towards you, yeah.
Towards me? This way? Okay. Okay, Barbara Dusnap, 15 Riverside Court. And as a newly appointed member of the East Saugus Improvement Association, Inc., I'd like to be allowed to read a short letter being sent to the town, the board, and others. It's a short.
You said East Saugus, I'm sorry. I
East
still didn't
Saugus
catch it.
Improvement Association, Inc.
What's this association?
East Saugus Improvement Association.
Improvement?
Mhm.
Okay.
And
That's been around for about 50, 60 years, hasn't it? That
it was first put together in 1951.
50s, yeah.
Yep.
I
And
heard
it's-
about that years ago.
And it's been revitalized. So on behalf of the East Saugus Improvement Association, we are sending a letter out for a notice and demand to cease and desist encroachment onto property located at 22 Stalker Street, parcel ID 7.G-0004-0028. To the town, on behalf of the East Saugus Improvement Association, I am writing to you regarding an encroachment onto the property located at 22 Stalker Street. As you are aware, the 22 Stalker Street property is directly adjacent to the Stalker Playground property, which is parcel ID 7.G-0004-0020. The East Saugus Improvement Association, Inc. holds deed to the 22 Stalker Street property recorded at the Essex South Registry of Deeds within Book 3997, page 256, and shown upon Plan 569 of 1953. Based upon a professional survey conducted by Audie and Dwyer, as shown on the existing condition plan dated December 30th, 2024, prepared by Williams and Sparagus for the notice of intent for the proposed dog park at Stalker Playground, the boundary line between our properties has been definitively established. The survey confirms that the existing tennis court, in part, is encroaching upon the 22 Stalker Street property. Based upon the site plan L100 dated December 30th, 2025, prepared by Warner Larson for the notice of intent for the proposed dog park at Stalker Playground, this site plan confirms that the proposed dog park, in part, will encroach upon 22 Stalker Street property. It should further be noted that the East Saugus Improvement Association was unaware that the existing tennis court is encroaching onto the 22 Stalker Street property until it was shown and confirmed upon the existing conditions plan prepared by Williams and Sparagus. Therefore, this letter serves as a formal notice and demand that the town of Saugus immediately cease and desist all further construction, maintenance, or use of the 22 Stalker Street property. You do not have the permission of the East Saugus Improvement Association, Inc. to occupy or utilize any portion of the 22 Stalker Street and property, and your actions constitute trespass. The East Saugus Improvement Association requires the town of Saugus to remove the portion of the existing tennis court encroaching onto 22 Stalker Street property while adhering to all Saugus zoning bylaws and regulations, as well as conservation bylaw and regulations. In addition, the East Saugus Improvement Association requires the town of Saugus to return the property to its original condition following the removal of the portion of existing tennis court, while adhering to the zoning bylaws and regulations, as well as conservation bylaws and regulations. We want to resolve this matter amicably and avoid any legal action, so please confirm in writing by October 13th that the town of Saugus will comply with this notice and demand. The East Saugus Improvement Association thanks you for your attention and looks forward to your prompt response to this situation. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to address the board? Seeing none, it is time for members' motions. Selectman Riley, would you start, please?
Sure, thank you, Madam Chair. I
Thank
just
you.
want to remind everybody that the SBEC will have their trivia night, October 16th. And if you want any information about the SBEC, for contact, it's on the school district website, and that all funds raised goes to all our students in the district. So hopefully you'll get a table, and it's fun, and you'll have bragging rights if you get to win. So that's all I have, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Selectman Riley. Selectman Cogliano?
Nothing tonight, Madam Chairman, thank you.
Thank you. Yes, we did. We can do them again. It's okay. Selectman Sereno?
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I just want to welcome Sue Ann Chung to Saugus. She's our first full-time and female VSO. She's a veteran who rose to the rank of sergeant in the U.S. Marine Corps. She has a bachelor's of science in psychology from Suffolk University, and she currently works as an outreach coordinator for the Massachusetts Executive Office of Veterans Affairs, and I want to wish her well and welcome her to Saugus. Also, I want to thank SAVE. They're going to be sponsoring the environmental candidates tonight, October 8th at Town Hall. The doors open at 5:45 and the event starts at 6:30. And then finally, Madam Chairman, I want to thank the Mass Undersecretary for Environmental Justice and Equity, Maria Beline Powers. She met with us at the wharf over in Revere regarding the landfill and Wynn's plant and GE, all environmental justice and equity issues. And I was there with the manager, Peter Manugian, Stacy Herman Durant, Stephanie Shalowski, Precinct 4 Town Meeting, Board of Health member Joe Durant, and Mary Kinzel from SAVE, and I want to thank other people from SAVE who were there. There was also some Revere elected officials, Representative Jessica Giannano, Representative Jeff Turco, Mayor Patrick Keefe, Councilor Andrew Guarino from Revere, and Councilor Juan Jamello from Revere. And there were Lynn officials there too, Representative Sean Reed, and Councilor at Large Nicole McLean, and many other environmental activists. I want to thank especially the Undersecretary of Environmental Affairs for being there. Thank you. That's all I have tonight, Madam Chairman.
Thank you. The Masons are having a ceremony on Saturday. I want to congratulate all the new officers. I want to thank the town manager for following up on the dumping issues along the rail trail. Thank you for that. The middle high school will be closing out homecoming week on Saturday, October 4th, with a field hockey game at 10 o'clock and a girls soccer game at 12, and there'll be tours at the middle high school as well. Just to reiterate what Selectman Riley said about trivia night, it's a lot of fun, October 16th at the Kowloon. We'll be helping out. It's a great time, and all the money goes right back to the Saugus students. Thank you to everyone who helped out with the Breakout Fall Festival. It was a huge success. And lastly, as the public knows, we offer 2 public comment opportunities for each one of our scheduled meetings. However, following Saugus tradition, the last meeting prior to the election, which is October 14th, we will have no public comment on members' motions on the agenda that evening. It doesn't mean that the members can't say their goodbyes, because we've worked with each other for the last 6 years, and there's somebody who's not running, and it's going to be a little odd because it's going to be a different makeup. Whatever happens, it's a different makeup of the board, but tradition holds it that we don't put public comment on members' motions on the agenda, and I always follow tradition. So with that said, would somebody please make a motion to adjourn?
So moved, Madam
And that is seconded by the chair. All those in favor, Selectman Caligiano's motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5
Good
to
night,
0. Hope
everybody.
everyone has a wonderful evening.
Good night.
Good night.